Have you ever found yourself daydreaming, lost in thought, only to be jolted back to reality? This detachment, a brief mental escape, is a mild form of dissociation that we all experience. However, for some, dissociation becomes a way of coping with overwhelming trauma, leading to serious conditions known as dissociative disorders. These disorders disrupt every aspect of a person's life, affecting their memory, identity, and perception of the world. Imagine feeling disconnected from your own thoughts, feelings, and even your sense of self. That's the reality for individuals battling these complex conditions. Dissociative disorders are often rooted in traumatic experiences, such as childhood abuse or witnessing violence. The mind, in an attempt to shield itself from unbearable pain, creates a disconnect from reality. It's like the brain hitting the pause button on consciousness, creating a barrier against the trauma. This defense mechanism, while seemingly helpful in the short term, can have long-lasting consequences, leading to a fragmented sense of self and a distorted perception of reality. The impact of dissociative disorders extends far beyond the individual. Relationships are strained as loved ones struggle to understand the unpredictable behaviors and emotional detachment. Work and social life become a constant challenge, with everyday tasks feeling insurmountable. The invisible wounds of trauma manifest in a myriad of ways, leaving individuals feeling isolated, misunderstood, and lost in a world that seems increasingly unfamiliar. It's crucial to remember that dissociative disorders are not a sign of weakness or a choice. They are complex mental health conditions that demand compassion, understanding, and specialized treatment. By shedding light on these often misunderstood disorders, we can help reduce stigma and encourage those who are struggling to seek the help they deserve. Memory, the thread that weaves together our past, present, and future, is fundamental to our sense of self. But what happens when that thread is severed, leaving behind gaping holes in our personal narrative? This is the devastating reality for individuals living with dissociative amnesia, a condition characterized by the inability to recall important personal information, often traumatic or stressful in nature. Unlike forgetfulness that comes with age or everyday distractions, dissociative amnesia is a significant disruption of memory that cannot be explained by medical factors. Imagine waking up one day with no recollection of who you are, where you come from, or the people you hold dear. This unsettling experience, though rare, is a stark example of dissociative amnesia. The amnesia might encompass specific events, periods of time, or even fundamental aspects of one's identity. It's as if the mind has hit the delete button on certain memories, leaving individuals feeling lost and disoriented. The causes of dissociative amnesia are often linked to overwhelming stress and trauma. The mind, unable to process the intensity of the experience, essentially blocks out the memories as a way of coping. This protective mechanism, while seemingly helpful in the short term, can have long-lasting consequences, leading to gaps in personal history and a fragmented sense of self. Symptoms of dissociative amnesia can vary widely in severity and duration. Some individuals may experience brief episodes of memory loss, while others may have persistent amnesia lasting for years. Common signs include gaps in memory for specific events, particularly those that are traumatic in nature, difficulty remembering personal information, and a sense of being detached from one's own life and experiences. If you or someone you know is struggling with memory loss that seems out of the ordinary, it's essential to seek professional help to rule out any underlying medical conditions and explore the possibility of dissociative amnesia. Dissociative fugue, a rare and perplexing condition, takes dissociative amnesia a step further. Individuals in a fugue state not only experience profound memory loss, but also suddenly and unexpectedly travel away from their familiar surroundings. They may embark on journeys ranging from short distances to thousands of miles, with no recollection of how they got there or what they did during the fugue episode. It's as if their bodies are on autopilot, guided by an unknown force while their conscious minds remain blissfully unaware. Picture this: a successful businessman, overwhelmed by the pressures of work and a failing marriage, suddenly disappears. Weeks later, he is found working as a waiter in a small coastal town with no memory of his former life. This, while seemingly a plotline from a movie, is a real-life example of dissociative fugue. The individual, during a fugue state, may assume a new identity, engage in behaviors that are completely out of character. All the while completely detached from their true identity. Dissociative fugue is a serious condition that requires immediate professional attention. If you suspect someone is experiencing a fugue state, it's crucial to ensure their safety and seek help from a mental health professional. Treatment typically involves therapy to address the underlying trauma, recover lost memories, and develop coping mechanisms to prevent future episodes. With the right support and treatment, individuals can piece together their fragmented past and rebuild their lives. Dissociative identity disorder, DID, previously known as multiple personality disorder, is perhaps the most widely known and often misrepresented of the dissociative disorders. It is characterized by the presence of two or more distinct identities, or alters, within a single individual. These alters, each with their own unique traits, memories, and ways of interacting with the world, take control of the person's behavior at different times. It's as if multiple individuals are sharing a single body, each vying for control of the driver's seat. One of the most famous cases of DID is that of Eve White, a young woman who sought treatment for severe headaches and blackouts. During therapy, she revealed alternate personalities, including the mischievous Eve Black and the mature Jane. Each personality had its own distinct voice, mannerisms, and even handwriting. Eve White's case, while fascinating, highlights the profound impact of DID, where individuals experience a fragmentation of self as a way of coping with severe trauma. The development of DID is often linked to extreme and prolonged childhood trauma, such as physical or sexual abuse. The developing mind, unable to process the intensity of the abuse, creates separate identities as a way of compartmentalizing the pain and surviving the unthinkable. These alters serve as protectors, each holding different aspects of the individual's traumatic experiences and emotions. Living with DID can be incredibly challenging. Individuals may experience gaps in their memory, find themselves in unfamiliar places with no recollection of how they got there, or struggle to maintain relationships due to the unpredictable nature of their condition. It's important to remember that DID is not a choice or a sign of weakness. It is a complex and often misunderstood mental health condition that requires specialized treatment, including therapy, to help individuals integrate their fragmented identities and develop healthier coping mechanisms.